Hello, my name is Eric Scott. I'm the owner of the bicycle shop, State College, PA, and here to talk to you a little bit about cleaning your bike and basic bike, like post-ride, pre-ride bike maintenance. One of the things people ask me a lot about is how to maintain your bike. The thing I always say is keep it clean and keep it lubed. If you notice on a drivetrain on a bicycle, everything is pretty much exposed. So dirt gets on the chain, the dirt acts as a grinding agent. The chain will actually, they call it chain stretch. It's not actually stretching, it's basically a wearing of each pin, causing the chain to grow. As it wears, the chain rings also wear. And just to give you an example, a drivetrain, to replace a drivetrain, you have to replace everything at once because everything wears at the same rate. So chain rings, chain, cassette. On a modern mountain bike, could be anywhere from $200 to $500 depending on the level quality of the bike. A good way to add to the longevity of your drivetrain is to clean it on a frequent basis. Personally, everybody makes fun of me because my bike always looks like I never ride it, but as soon as I get home, the first thing I do is clean my bike. The whole bike gets wiped down. There's nothing quite like a bucket of dishwashing detergent and hot water and a rag. Wipe the bike down, get the worst of the dirt off of it, let it dry out, and then you want to go into actually cleaning the different small components in the chain. Two things that I like to use to keep my chain clean is the Park chain cleaner and the Park cassette tool brush, cleaning brush. And very easy to use. Take the chain cleaner. All right, bike's in a nice gear here. Put the chain cleaner on the chain, snap the cover on it. All right, and just turn the pedals backwards to the chain cleaner. The cleaner in there and the brushes will clean every little nook and cranny of the chain, making it really nice and clean. Then, take cassette cleaning tool, take the rake end of it, rake in between the cassette cogs, get the largest junk out of there. Sometimes sticks get stuck in there, grass will be mud. Rake out between all the cassette cogs, make sure they're all nice and clean. Spin it, look at it from all different angles. If you see anything in there with this, get it out of there. And I take the, I'll take the brush, try to get a little bit of cleaner on it, dunk it down in there, flash it around and get a little cleaner on it. And just take it and clean off the cogs. Okay, now that you've run the chain cleaner on the chain, it's starting to dry out. I like to take a rag, run the chain backwards to the rag, get any excess off of there, cleaner that you can get off there. People come in the shop all the time and ask about what chain lubes are the best to use on your bike. And if you ask the guys here at the shop, you'll probably get a different answer from just about all of us. The thing is, none of us are really wrong. The big thing is, as long as the chain's clean, like I mentioned previously, and you got some sort of lubricant on there, it's going to give your drivetrain a lot more life. My personal favorites, I like the wet lubricants. I like the Phil's Tenacious Oil, which is sort of like a pancake syrup consistency. It's very sticky. And when the word tenacious describes it very well. It likes to stick and it stays on the chain real well. The only problem is it will attract a little bit more dirt. So you will have to be more frequent with your chain cleanings. Something also similar is the Finish Line wet lubricant. Not quite as tacky as the Phil's. Still, these two are my personal preference. Other guys like the Tri-Flow. It's a lightweight Teflon-based lubricant. Works very well. I don't think it's quite as durable as the wet lubes, but it still does a great job. You may have to apply it a little bit more. One of the latest generation lubricants is the White Lightning. This is a wax-based lubricant. Its claim to fame is its ability to sort of repel dirt. It goes on very light and thin and actually thickens up, and the wet chain, when you put your fingers on it, it'll actually feel a little waxy rather than oily. It doesn't pick up dirt as much. You won't have to clean the chain as much. Now that the chain's nice and clean, now you want to apply the lube. I take the wet lube and start applying it right back here on the cassette. Run the chain backwards for a few revolutions till you get the whole length of the chain coated. Alright, looks good. Take the rag, same thing as clean it, run it backwards through the rag now. And that takes the excess lube off there. There you go, you have a nice clean drivetrain. Now I've showed you how to use the chain cleaner and apply a lube. If you don't have the chain cleaner, one thing that's better than nothing is putting fresh lube on the chain and just taking the chain and running it backwards through the rag. That'll pull a lot of excess dirt off the chain. It's better than nothing. Now, there's a few areas, other areas on the bike you want to lubricate as well. Derailleur pivots, pivots on your pedals. Now you got to be careful back with a disc brake bike. If you use an aerosol, like the Tri-Flow, you can contaminate the disc brake pads. So I'd recommend any disc brake bike you use a drip lube, but it comes with a little applicator. Put a few drops on your pivots of your derailleur and front derailleur as well. Now here, the pedals, they're a little further away from the disc brakes, so I like to give them a little shot, you know, where they pivot on both sides. And there you go. All right. We've washed the bike with soapy water, we've lubed the chain, we've lubed the pivots on the derailleurs and the pedals. One last thing that I like to do is wipe the frame down a little bit better, get it nice and shiny looking. There's a bike wash, Pedro's bike wash, or one of my personal favorites, the polish and protectorant. This spray it on the frame, wipe it off. A lot like furniture polish, leaves your bike with a nice lemony scent.